Hello everyone. Yes, it's your friend Dr. Emmanuel Odige. It's another wonderful episode today. I'm glad to be on your view today. Today we're going to be looking at a very fantastic topic. I'm sure a lot of persons have been waiting for us to do this because you actually want to know what not to do and what to do best when you actually find yourself doing them. So today I'm going to be coming with another fantastic teachings that has to do with 10 mistakes to avoid while creating wealth. Yes, 10 mistakes. And these mistakes are actually very common among young folks. We easily get into these mistakes without even knowing that we are on the path of error. So I'm going to be, telling us why we should avoid these mistakes and the implications of these mistakes in our wealth journey. It doesn't matter where you are or where you live on the surface of the earth. These mistakes, if you can avoid them, you will definitely be wealthy. It doesn't matter at what currency you are looking at creating wealth with. Yes, principles are universal. It's the application that is geographical as well as terrestrial. So you want to put it to localize the principle to where you are and how it's going to work for you. So we're going to look at these mistakes today. We're going to see how far we can go with the points we have here. And if we cannot exhaust everything today, we may want to consider it in another episode. However, we do our best to look at these 10 common mistakes and see how we can actually avoid them as we move on the journey of wealth. In this channel, we are going to be bringing in important personality, professionals, authorities in various fields like in finance, in business management, to coach and mentor us. All right, we're all going to be learning together. So do well to follow this channel, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button, give this video a like. All right, let's go back to this video. The very first mistake to avoid here that I wrote here is living beyond your means. Living beyond your means. As a person, either a young man or a young woman who is striving to create wealth, you want to avoid this mistake of living beyond your means. You actually have a set of income. You definitely must have had, a life or standard of living that you have set for yourself. You want to ask yourself, what you earn today, is it enough to take care of the lifestyle you have set for yourself? If it is not enough, your upkeep may become your downfall. It's not a prophecy, it's just something that will certainly happen. If all your expenses is beyond your income, then your upkeep will definitely become your downfall. So, one of the mistakes to avoid as anyone striving to create wealth in the contemporary world where we are living today is to avoid the mistake of living beyond your means. Whatever you cannot afford, you have to leave it. All right? You live with what you can afford. Look at your income. Look at what you can afford for now. For some persons, one of the things that they cannot afford is the kind of neighborhood that they live. You have a certain level of income and you decide to live in a neighborhood that you know that even your basic salary will not be enough to pay your rent. Or you are going to be looking at allowance and bonuses to make up your rent. That's you living beyond your means. So you want to actually ensure that whatever means at which you are earning, you want to set your expenses at that level also. I wrote here, overspending and accumulating debt can hinder wealth creation. What happens most times is when you live beyond your means, you will always want to borrow to finance your expenses. And when that becomes the pattern that you are living, your next income is already paying for your past. Like you understand, we're going to be looking at other points here, but I will just quickly say this as a bonus. Every income you earn has Trinity in it. It has the present, the past, and the future. And once you understand this aspect of your income, you will not actually be able to understand how to apportion them and not actually use everything you are earning right now to pay for your past. So when you borrow to finance your expenses, what you have done is that your next income is already having a problem. So you're going to find out that you're going to work again and again and again. It will be difficult for you to accumulate wealth. You can't even save. because you already are indebted. So when the income comes, he has to fill that hole of debt. Like we said, if you must borrow, we said in the last episode, if you must borrow, it should be that you are borrowing to finance an income generating project that will be able to pay the loan and the interest on the loan. But if you are using your credit card, or you are using any means of borrowing to finance your expenses, you are living beyond your means. There is actually a means at which you should live with. There is no way you sleep that you're not going to wake up the next day. There is no food that you eat that you're not going to get hungry again. There is no journey you will go. There is no car you're going to ride on and you're ever going to get to the destination for life. You definitely need to move every other time. So why spend everything you have for a particular purpose right now? It may be for your feeding. It may be for your upkeep generally. So you want to actually ensure that you don't live beyond your means, so you don't have to begin to borrow, because when you begin to borrow to finance your expenses, your upkeep will definitely become your downfall. So money is one asset class that can be risky. Diversifying your income, that's another thing you want to look at. Now going back on that point of living beyond your means, focus on living below your means to have more money available for savings and investment. So when you, for instance, let's say you earn $5,000, all right, and this is just exaggerating, or let's put it down to $2,000, and you decide to say, you know what, all right, I earn $2,000. What I need to do right now is to ensure that all my expenses within the month, after you remove your house rent and other stuff, I still be able to save $500 or whatever it is that you can save from your income. And you find out that if you're able to maintain that, no matter how small it is, you'll be able to accumulate wealth over time. But if you don't have that plan to actually say, let me live below my means, not beyond my means, below my means, so that I can have savings. Because when you save, actually, it will save you. All right. So one point you want to look at as a person who is working towards generating wealth in this contemporary world that we are living today, you want to definitely not live beyond your means. So do well to follow this channel, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button, give this video a like. All right, let's go back to this video. Another point here I wrote here I want to quickly look at is procrastination. A lot have been said about procrastination. All right, procrastination, delaying the process of creating wealth, can result in missed opportunities. You want to do anything and you keep telling yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, I will do it another time. See, it's not just a steal of time. They say procrastination is a thief of time. No, it's not just a steal of time. It actually steals your destiny. It doesn't just steal your time alone. So you want to make sure that when you set your heart to do anything, you are doing it already. All right. I want to start a business. I want to write a book. I want to sing a song. I want to do this. I want to start a YouTube channel. All right. I've procrastinated over this again and again. Listen to me. Anything you want to start, the best way to start is to start. Yes. The best way to start a business is to start a business. The best way to start writing a book is to start writing a book. So whatever you set your heart to do, as a person who is working towards creating wealth, you want to start doing it when you say to yourself that I want to start. Do not procrastinate. Don't make yourself look like someone, don't cheat your destiny by putting away the things you can do today, putting them away for tomorrow. Why put them away for tomorrow? All right, why put them away if you can do it today? So start. What is it you set your heart to do? You want to make that call? You want to write a course? You want to go start a business? You want to go start a profession? Just start by starting. That's the best way to start. So you want to keep procrastination by all means. For some of you, wake up in the bed and you just, putting your head around things. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Listen, the best thing to do when you wake up is to get up. All right? When you still lie on the bed and you're going to do that, you're procrastinating. So when you wake up, you get up. And that's the best way to start your day. So you want to actually avoid procrastination. And it's not just only the thief of time, it also steals destiny. It will also make you not be able to create wealth as you want in your lifetime, as you actually wish to create. So delaying the process of creating wealth can result in missed opportunity. Start taking action now and make it a priority to create wealth. Yes, at whatever means you can. Genuine means you can. All right. And one of the way you want to actually look at non-procrastinating is to ensure that making your money work for you. You've had it over and over again, and you've told yourself, oh, when I have some money, I've had people say this, oh, I wish I have this money. Listen, there is actually no time that all your wishes are going to come true. So whatever you are right now is enough to start with. Is enough to start with. And the best way to start is by starting. So stop the procrastination, put your foot to work. Sometimes you actually don't even know how to swim until you step into the pool. Yes. You want to learn how to swim? The best way to learn how to swim is not to read about swimming, it's to actually go swimming. All right? So if you want to do anything, whatever you set your heart to do, go start it now. That's the best way to start. So stop the procrastination and start taking the necessary action. So do well to follow this channel, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button, give this video a like. All right, let's go back to this video. The next one, which is the point number 3, is lack of financial education. Yes, this is one big mistake that everyone, almost everyone who are actually striving to say, I want to create wealth, are making on their life on a daily basis. They lack financial education. Listen, what you don't know does not only hurt you, it can actually destroy your destiny. You want to make sure that that channel or that particular route you want to take in creating your wealth, you want to learn about it. Before you start a business, you want to know more about that business. Before you go on that journey, even before you visit a city, you want to check out that city. You want to see what is their norms. What are their traditions? What are the things that they do, or what are the things they don't want to do? This is just telling you why you should actually educate yourself. You must ensure that you get knowledge about that particular trade or business that you want to do. So, one of the major mistakes people also make, in this aspect of education is, oh, I'm a PhD holder, I'm a master degree, I'm a doctor. Listen, you could actually be a medical doctor and not be able to manage business. All right, there's a difference between becoming a medical practitioner and doing medical business. So if you want to do a medical business, you want to learn the business rudiments. You want to check what it actually entails, all right, to carry out that business. Not just because you're a medical professional, that may not make you, a very good business person as far as the field of medicine is concerned. Not every medical doctor owns their own personal hospitals. But there are people who are not medical doctors, they own hospitals and they employ doctors. Why? They understand medical business. That's what we are saying. So you want to go learn about that particular area, that particular field that you want to start creating wealth with. So you don't want to actually start putting your money into what you have not actually put your mind into. You have not educated yourself about. You don't have enough information about it. It's not worth taking that risk for. So you want to the first investment you want to make is to invest in yourself, invest in your personality. Financial education, without proper knowledge and understanding of financial management and investment strategies, it is easy to make costly mistakes. Costly mistakes. I can repeat that again. You could actually make a lot of costly mistakes if you do not gain the right financial education. It's not just enough to be a BSc holder. It's not enough to be a master degree holder or a professor. The highest degree you think you have. It's not just enough to have that. You definitely want to make sure that you have financial education in that area where you want to start creating. Invest in your financial education to make informed decisions, so that when you are making decisions, you know exactly what you are saying. You become an authority in that field. You are not talking from the point of, you just assuming. No, you know what you're saying, you are sure of what you are saying, and you actually know what you are doing. So invest in your financial education. The fourth point here, in 10 mistakes, all right? The journey is, we are looking at 10 mistakes that you want to avoid while creating wealth. And these are very common mistakes that a lot of persons have made over time. And most of them are giving up because of these mistakes. So the next mistake you want to make is not diversifying your investments. All right, putting all your investments in one particular portfolio. For instance, in the field of real estate, all right, all you're doing is rental income. You are not thinking about commercial. You are not thinking about industrial. You are not thinking about, no, you're not even thinking about farming. You should diversify your portfolio. All right, you shouldn't just narrow, because what about if the people in the neighborhood where you have your rental incomes are having issues with their job? What's going to happen to the rent? They can't pay the rent. They can't pay the rent. That's it. Practically, they can't pay the rent. So you want to diversify your portfolio. You want to make sure that you invest in various areas, various fields. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. All right, except you are very sure of what that basket is or where it's secured to what. Trust me, that's not the best way to create wealth. You want to invest in various areas and various fields. I'll just read what I put here. Without a single investment or putting all your money in one asset class can be very risky. It can be very risky. Diversify your investment to spread the risk and increase the potential for high returns. Why? One industry can be down today. For instance, you invest in automobile, you invest in real estate, you invest in medical, you invest in agri. If there is any problem with any of the industry, maybe the agriculture will be fine, maybe the IT industry will be fine. You want to look at every other industry so that when one industry is affected, it does not affect your wealth or your income flow. It is called multiple stream of income. You must understand one thing. As an individual that is actually looking at creating wealth, you must be looking at having a minimum of 4 stream of income. At minimum, 4 different stream of income. If your first stream of income is salary, you want to begin to create other investments. You want to put into real estate, you want to go into farming, you want to go into automobile, you want to go into IT, to ensure that you begin to make a collective flow of income into your wealth portfolio. All right, so you want to diversify your income to ensure that you are not stuck when one particular industry is down. All right, I'm going to take the 5th one, all right, because we're looking at 10 common mistakes to avoid while creating wealth. All right, so we've looked at living beyond your means, lack of financial education. We've looked at procrastination. We've also looked at a mistake of not diversifying your investment. The last one I want to consider tonight, just to wrap up this section, I'm going to continue next week with this particular episode of 10 common mistakes to avoid while creating wealth. The last one I want to consider, which is the 5th one, is ignoring savings and budgeting. This is a very big mistake. As a matter of fact, a lot of persons are still wallowing in these mistakes. Listen, part of what you earn is yours to keep. Take that, keep it in the bank, and make sure you keep it safe. Yes. Part of what you earn is yours to keep. You must pay yourself. You must find a way to keep something for yourself. How come you earn money and all you do with it is to pay your landlord, to pay your broker, to pay every other person except you? No, that is a big mistake. All right? You don't save because it's something you just want to do. No, you save because it's compulsory that you save. As a matter of fact, I had a quote that says, what you save can actually save you. Yes. At the beginning of this year, myself and my wife, we set out on a savings plan, and I can tell you that has come to our rescue several times when things were not actually going the way they should go. There are times when what you're expecting are not coming true. There are times where your income you're expecting is not actually, what you get. All right? You have bills to pay, you have rent to pay, you have things to pay for. But guess what? You definitely need to have something in reserve so that when things don't go well, you have something to always look back to. As a matter of fact, your savings could actually become your investment. That's a basic accounting principle. So ignoring savings and budgeting, saving money is crucial for wealth creation. Set aside a portion of your income for savings and follow a budget to control your expenses. So do well to follow this channel. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification button. Give this video a like. All right. Let's go back to this video. We're going to be looking at the other 6 mistakes that you want to avoid while creating wealth. You want to look at the other 6 mistakes. The next one, which is number 6, is neglecting emergency funds. Neglecting emergency funds. All right. A lot of persons, in attempts to create wealth, we talked about savings in number 5, right? So we've actually encouraged you to save. But while you save, you should also make provision for emergency fund. Life itself is full of uncertainty. All right, life itself is full of things, unplanned events. So as you begin to journey through life, you want to make sure that even while you do your savings, while you do your investments, while you do everything that you are doing, you want to make sure you have funds in place in case there are unplanned events that are happening. There are things that are going to come up, and they will come up. You may want to say God forbid, but the truth of the matter is God forbid, but life permits. That's the truth. Things are going to happen. Events are going to occur that are definitely going to need, funds. So you don't want to actually just put all your money on savings or all your money on investment, and at the end of the day, you don't have emergency fund to cater for, emergency situations. And what likely happen when you don't have emergency fund is that you end up going back to your savings to use it to take care of that emergency. But you didn't actually save that money for that purpose. When you were saving, there was a budget in your hands. There was a project you were saving towards. When you have a plan written down, it becomes a project, all right? But when you have plans that are not written down, of course, they are just plans. But when you write them down, they become a project. So you have a project that you want to sponsor with that money. But because you didn't set out money for emergencies when they happen, what happened is that when the emergency happens, because you're going to be based on reactions right now, you're going to be reactive. So you end up actually going back to your savings, going to your investment funds and all of that, and you will use it for that emergency. And after 1 year, you are imagining, I started saving before, but for that situation that just came up, you didn't actually make provision for emergency funds. Yes, nobody is actually planning evil, but you make provisions. Did he just say something? He said, when I go for appointment, I make provision for disappointment, so that when disappointment happens, I don't feel disappointed. All right, so you want to live your life with that principle where you actually, envisage things. All right, just assume this. If this thing happened to me right now, if this happened, how will I survive? If I just lost my job now, how will I pay this rent? Or if I just lost my source of livelihood, what's going to happen? So you want to make some provisions for yourselves. Have option 1, 2, 3, and 4, so that when eventuality happens, you just need to click on the next option and you move on. You are not stuck. That's one way to get unstuck in life. But a neglected emergency fund, unexpected financial emergency, can derail your wealth creation plans. If you do not have funds set aside for such situation, establish an emergency fund to handle unexpected expenses. Unexpected expenses. They happen in families, they happen in organizations, they happen. The events are just going to happen. As a matter of fact, as long as you don't control the air you breathe, things are just going to happen. All right, so you want to create some fund, you want to put some fund aside outside your savings for the emergency. And again, this may also become part of the funds you keep for other person's issues. When people come to you and say, there's an emergency, there's a life-threatening issues, you don't want to go back to your savings and start using it to take care of other people's emergency. No, you want to actually use that emergency funds, and when it's finished, it's finished. All right, so that's where financial discipline comes in. The other point here is failing to set clear goals. All right, I just mentioned in the course of trying to explain neglected emergency fund that when you actually have your plans written down, they become a project. But when you have them in your heart, they are thoughts, they are actually not plans. So you want to actually set out clear goals. Without clear goals, it's challenging to stay focused and motivated. One of the major challenges we've had in life, is that we've been taught how to write down to-do lists, the things we want to do. One of the time management classes, I told them that while you actually write down your to-do list, you also want to write down your to-not-do list. All right, what are the things you don't want to do? Yes, it shouldn't just be about to-do list. Yes, you have wrote the things you want to do. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. But in the midst of your to-do list, what are the things that you've also written down you don't want to do? And I'll give you a very good instance. Let's say, for instance, you resume an office, you set out a clear goal for the day. I'm going to send email, I'm going to reply email, I'm going to write these reports, I'm going to visit this place, I'm going to have these meetings. You've written down like 12 or 10 agendas of your to-do list for the day. Now the question is, things are going to happen. So what have you written down that you are not going to do? You're going to find out that you're going to have a pop-up on your phone, a WhatsApp message. Have you told yourself that I'm not going to answer the WhatsApp call, or I'm not going to answer a call except related to my work while I'm writing this email? Or have you told yourself I'm not going? So you must have those not to-do lists. Otherwise, they are going to disrupt the to-do list or the things you've set out to do, because when your plan does not have time set to it, they are just witches. All right, they are just witches. You want to actually set out time, and that's what we have our to-do list. So you want to set out your clear goals for your life. What do you want to achieve at a certain time? All right, growing up, of course, I set a clear goal for myself, and I told God, at 19, I want to do this, I want to achieve this. Before I get married, I want to have my house, I want to build my car. These were just dreams, but somehow I pursued it with a level of tenacity and determination, and eventually they came to pass. They were all realities for me. So you want to actually set out clear goals. What do you want to achieve before your 30s? What do you want to achieve before your 40s? What do you want to achieve before your 50s? You want to make sure that you set out these clear goals. You want to make sure that you put these things down and you can read them and run with them. Because if you don't have it written down, it's just a witch, and witches don't come true always. That's why you can tell somebody happy birthday, and that day may not actually be one of the best days for him also. All right, you wish somebody Merry Christmas, he may not be merry. A Happy New Year, he may actually end up starting the year with a very devastating incident. So you want to set out those clear goals. It's not having them as witches. You want to make sure you have a clear goal for your life. And when you have a clear goal, it's difficult to be distracted. It's difficult to have people derail you. For instance, you set a clear goal and say, you know what, I want to achieve X, Y, Z, at a certain age. Or let's say I want to get married at 25, and now you are 23, you are getting to 24. I'm sure at 24, you want to ask yourself, where's the right man or where's the right woman? I must have it right now, otherwise I'm already running late of my time. So you want to be able to set out those clear goals for your life. Otherwise, life, you allow life to just plan it for you. Life will take advantage of you. All right, and you don't want. And let me tell you one truth: when you fail to plan, Archbishop Idahosa said that when you fail to plan, you're actually planning to fail. And it's not a curse. It's not, it's not a witch. It's just the reality. It's just like you have a farmland and you refuse to plant anything on the farmland. Believe it or you leave it. Eventually, unwanted grass will grow. The things you don't need will grow on the field. So you want to actually ensure that you set out a clear goal for your life. If you want to avoid making these mistakes while you are trying to create, set out clear goals. Without clear goals, it is challenging to stay focused and motivated. Define your financial goals. Create a plan that aligns with them to stay on track. What is actually your financial goal? What do you want to achieve? What is your plan? How, do you have a time target to these plans? Because if you don't have a time, you don't have it broken down, or, of course, they are just witches that we talked about. So you want to make sure that, your plans are clear. You have a clear goal for your life. You have time frame to them, and you're working, day in and out to ensuring that you achieve these goals. All right, when goals are well broken down, they becomes you break them down to objectives, and from objectives you begin to have them into targets. All right, you can have your daily, weekly, monthly target, but overall there must be a goal. There must be a place that you're heading towards to achieving your dream of your financial freedom. All right, the next point here is not taking advantage of tax benefits. All right, this is where the rich get it all right and the poor don't. All right, for the rich, you want to say, oh, the rich people don't even pay tax. If they are paying their tax, they will spread the money across to everybody, and everybody will become rich. Even if they give the money to everyone, everybody will eventually come back to patronize their products, and the money will go back to them. So if you actually want to create wealth, you want to avoid, what will make you, because actually tax avoidance is legal. All right, it is tax evasion that is illegal. So you want to avoid paying tax. And what do the rich do? When the rich actually have a balance sheet for the year, they take out a lump sum of that money and buy an asset. They buy an asset. They buy properties. All right, and because of that they bought, what happened? It's part of the expenses for the year, and that reduces their tax burden on the company because there's no money to pay tax. So there's no money in the account. What they've done, they bought an asset for the company, and they begin to build asset base. And don't forget that asset will keep increasing, but meanwhile there is no money to pay tax. This is what they play all these games, and there's a lot of things they do also to get tax rebate from the government. They do a lot of social welfare and all of that. These are what it reached to. So you want to start taking advantage of that as you're beginning to build your wealth. You want to be able to look at things that you will do for your society, you will do for the country or the society where you live, or where you're trying to build your business or create your wealth, to ensure that you don't evade tax, but you avoid tax by doing what is right legally, to ensure that you contribute to the society. So you want to take advantage of tax benefit, not maximizing tax advantage and failing to utilize tax saving strategy can result in paying unnecessary tax. Research are taking advantage of tax benefit to optimize your wealth creations. All right. Of course, you live in a society. All society actually, demands that you pay tax. So you want to take advantage of what tax benefit is available in your country where you live. All right, everything possible to take advantage of the tax benefit. You are not going to avoid the tax, but you're going to get benefit for even paying your correct tax. So do well to follow this channel, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button, give this video a like. All right, let's go back to this video. The next one is emotion. All right, emotion. If you actually want to create wealth, there is one thing you must deal with. It's called emotion. It's a silent destroyer. It's one of the instrument that has been used over time to bring down the rich and wealthy. Lack of emotional control, or poor emotional intelligence. All right. So emotional driven investment decision. You just feel like, man, I just love that. I just love this house. Oh, I just love this car. I just love this. And because of that love, you fail to do your due diligence. Oh, you want to do a business with somebody because you just love the person, you forgot you're supposed to do your due diligence. Driven by emotions. You must be able to set a clear line difference between your money and your emotions. You don't do emotional driven investments. You don't invest because every other person is investing. You must always find a way to be different. All right? So you want to do clear things. You want to be sure of what you do. You want to double check on them. You want to be sure that you are not actually, just going on the bandwagon because everybody is going there. No, everyone is going here and that's where I need to go. No, life does not work that way. You must be able to control your emotions. You must ensure that where you put your money is actually where and what you have actually thought through. Not just because opportunity came. Of course, opportunity comes. You want to grab them where they come, but you have to be very, very careful when it comes, to due diligence. I know of a story. Les Brown tell a story of how he bought a property that was having a lien. He wanted to buy property for his mother because that has been his dream. That has been his life vision. He wanted to buy property for his mother. But guess what? Because he was driven by that emotion of, oh, I've got the money now, I want to buy this property now, he refused to do the due diligence. And there was a lien against that property. And when he later went back to the agent told him, oh, you should have done your due diligence. The lawyer actually told him to do it, but he was like, oh, I trust him. Don't worry. He didn't do the due diligence, and he lost the money. And that was the first property we ever buy, and he regretted, going with his emotion. So you want to ensure you always set your emotion aside. You don't make investment decision, just by emotions. Because it's my friend, because it's my colleague. No. Put those things aside. Do what is right. Check the papers. Make sure the I are dotted and the T's are crossed on any investment. Whatever you put your money, make sure you are sure of the source of what that investment is from. Making investment decisions based on market trend or emotion can lead to poor outcomes. A lot of persons have lost their money. All right, especially with this, what they call it, a lot of investment schemes. All right, they double up your money, and no, you don't want to go into that trap. Oh, because it's good. All right, this is not to discredit any betting firm, but of course, it's one of those things. All right, you don't want to start putting money into betting because somebody is promoting it. You actually lose your money. You're burning your money. That's the easiest way to burn your money. Have you asked yourself, 1 million persons or 10,000 persons or millions of people are going to put their funds, and only one or two is going to win? Don't you think that's a really Ponzi scheme that you don't want to put your money into? You don't get rich through bets. All right, you don't. Whatever money you make through bet, you can't manage it. You can't. That's why you find out those who win betting scheme, let's say, give them 6 months. They've lost the money because they don't know how to manage the money. They'll go back playing the bet again and thinking they will ever win. No, it's not. So you want to actually have emotional control over your money. Develop a long-term investment strategy and stick to it regardless of short-term market fluctuations. There are going to be times where you actually set out, let's say you invest in any business or you're doing a trade, there are going to be downtime. That's life for you. All right, it's call of life. There are going to be times where there will not be business, there will not be returns on investment, but you don't want to stay true. You don't want to keep moving because, oh, that's the trend right now. And you move into it and you find out that you just done an emotional investment and it could be very, very devastating. So you want to avoid that while you are creating wealth. The last one here among the 10 points we have been looking at since last week is lack of patience and discipline. Listen, there is no path to wealth that is quick. There is no path. There is no pathway to wealth that is quick. It takes time. Yes. As a matter of fact, good things takes time. If you're walking right now, you want to walk your way up. So you know what? Everyone grow up. If you jump up, you come down. It's just life. So you don't want to be able to look at fast track to wealth creations. There is no fast track to it. And every fast track has always ended up in devastating situations for those who took it. So you don't want to be part of those. We're talking about creating wealth or not just making wealth. You're creating it. It takes time to create wealth. So you want to be patient with your investment. You know, growing up, I remember then in Africa, my mother would go to the market, buy a yam. We chop up the head of tuber of yam. So normally we take it and plant it in our backyard. So one of the reasons I found out as I began to grow that why those crops, the yam, for instance, wasn't actually yielding, was that after planting the yam, we always go back to dig to see if it's growing. If you did that, you can actually just, you can recall now. You go back and check almost every day or every other day. You go with your friends. Oh, I planted my yam here. You start digging back to see if it's growing. That's the reason why it didn't grow, because you're disturbing the crops. So same thing. So when you're actually creating wealth, you actually want to give it time. You want to allow time. All right. So you must understand, as an individual creating wealth, that you must be patient with your investment plans. All right. Lack of patience and discipline. Creating wealth takes time and requires discipline. Avoid seeking quick fix or taking unnecessary risk. Stay patient. Follow your plan and make calculated decisions. Take your time. Walk through it. Look at the papers. Check it again. Make verification. Make inquiries. Do everything you can to ensure that you don't make a decision when it comes to investment decision. And you must also understand that as a person that is looking at creating wealth, one of the worst things you could ever have is to be impatient. You must be a person that is patient, because it takes time to actually build. Just like a man planted a bamboo tree, a Chinese bamboo tree. It takes time. Yes, it takes time. It has to grow its feet and grow its root deep on the ground before it springs forth. So, again, we're looking at 10 mistakes to avoid while creating wealth. I want you to follow our YouTube channel. Please share these videos with other friends. Like it. Make your constructive comments. Criticize constructively also. Let us know which area you think we need to make our next video. You want to actually avoid these mistakes while you're creating your wealth. The channel again is Emmanuel Inspire TV. Till I come your way again, I remain my humble self, Dr. Emmanuel O. Odike, saying, stay blessed. Thank you. We do well to subscribe, hit the notification button. Yes, that particular notification button, so that when we upload any content on this channel, Emmanuel Inspire TV, you will be one of the first persons that will be watching it. Leave a comment below. Let's read from